Let us take this sketch, and detail everything on this sketch. First, this parabola graph opens upwards, which means it took the concave form. The question is, how do we tell that it will take such shape on a given equation to draw a graph? Well, as I said in a previous video that, when this a is negative, that means the graph will face or open downwards taking convex form. In that case we say, this a is less than 0. But if this a is positive, that means the graph will face upwards or will open upwards taking concave form or shape. In that case we say, this a is greater than 0. Because on this sketch, the graph faces upwards, that means this a of its equation is positive. This vertex is the turning point of this graph. So, as I said, this can be either at lowest, of which is minimum turning point, or at highest point, of which is the maximum turning point. In this scenario it is minimum. Let us say on the vertex we have x3 and y1, which is the turning point of the graph, and at this point we will name x1 and this one x2. Remember, these points on the parabola graphs are x-intercepts, then this is a y-intercept, we name it y2. We do this naming so it's gonna be clear. So, how do we find this vertex on a given equation? We have this formula to find this x3, which we are now gonna say is x3 on here equals negative b over 2a. We substitute in this formula by the values of the given equation. But first, we have to simplify this given equation to make it similar to the standard form. We remove the brackets by factorization method, where we finally get it in this format. Then now we can proceed with this equation. On this equation, b is this -6, and a is +1. Then substitute in this formula as so. We get x3 to be 3. Now we use this 3 to substitute x on this equation. Every part with x we will put this 3 like so. We get y1 to be -1. On this point where the graph will cut through the y, we take this parabola equation as it is. Obviously x on here is 0, so to get y value, we replace the x with 0, which wherever there is x we put 0. When calculating here, we got y-intercept to be +8. For these x-intercepts, on these points of the graphs y equals 0. To get the x-axis, we have to factorize this equation. When we factorize to get 2, and 4 again. Small number of x is for the point closer to the stationary point, and obviously the bigger number is for other point.